right, syncing up audio. There we go. I really don't know how to start one of these. How do I start one of these? Okay, what's up, guys? It's your boy, it's the Swag Messiah here, back with another video. Today, guys, we're gonna be doing something that nobody's ever done before. We're gonna be doing something incredible. We're going to be tier listing 1,000 plus anime waifus for the next 6 hours. That's right. Let's go! Maybe another time. I've talked on the channel a little bit about how I enjoy my little horror movies and such. So I figured today, wouldn't it be fun if we decided to tier list a bunch of slasher movie villains? Wouldn't that be entertaining? I hope to Swag Messiah. It is Ghostface. Ghostface is one I honestly don't have too much familiarity with. I've seen some of the Scream movies and they were a long time ago, I believe. Honestly, my memory's a little faint onto if I've actually seen them or not. A little concerning that my memory's not holding up. From what I remember of him, I think I'll put him in A tier for a simple fact that he's unique, he's fun. He's got a lot going on for him. There's a mystery element to him that's different from the rest of these guys. So I'm not gonna lie, right? I had to look that guy up. I didn't know who that was. I have not seen any of the Puppet Master movies. And it turns out the Puppet Master movies are a lot more plentiful than I thought they were. Holy God, there's a lot of Puppet Master movies. Who's behind this series and everything, right? So I looked it up. Who's Charles Band? Oh, he's the guy behind, oh, I don't know, Evil Bong 2, Evil Bong 3D, Evil Bong 420, Evil Bong High 5, Evil Bong 666. Can't forget about Evil Bong 888.
What's going on with these whores over here?
Anyway, where was I? Slasher movies. I've not seen him. I'm not gonna rate him. I don't think it's fair for me to do so. I'm just gonna leave him right there. Handyman. I actually think the Candyman series in terms of slashers is one of the more like well-produced, well thought out. There's actually some like nuance and stuff that I ran out of like 8th grade vocab words. Oh my God. One note, I've only seen the first one. If I'm ranking it purely based off that first movie, I'm gonna put it in S. I'm gonna do it. Chucky. The Child's Play series is another one that I have fond memories with. If there's any fellow Mexican viewers watching, please let me know if this is a thing or if this is just a thing in my household. My entire family, which is big by the way, has a thing where they made sure that if you were being a bad boy, if you were being a bad little kitty, you had to sit down and watch the Chucky movie. Is that just a me thing? Please, somebody let me know. It's one of those things where it's like my extended family, my family, the other side of my extended family. I need to know. I need to know if this is a thing. Anyway, I like Child's Play 1 a lot. Child's Play 2, I think, might honestly be even better. Child's Play 3 is a little weird. Isn't that where the kid becomes like an army dude? And then it completely goes off the deep end with Bride of Chucky. And then there's Seed of Chucky, which is, if we were already off the deep end, we've like plummeted down into a sea of shit. And then it gets weirder because then you get Curse of Chucky, which is a movie that reestablishes Chucky, which seems like a remake until it's not a remake. At that point, you also get a TV no, actually, wait, there's another movie behind that. Was that one Curse of Chucky? Hold on a second, there's so many of these movies. I forgot about Cult of Chucky. I think that movie was a piece of shit, if I recall well. Then you get the Chucky TV series, which I think is still going on. I haven't watched a single episode of it. I don't know if I should. Should I? Let me know. Chucky's all over the place. I think I have to put him in B. Maybe A. I'll think about it here. You know, looking at this list, I'll put him in A. He's fun. Freddy Krueger. I have such a strong fondness for the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. It's like every Halloween I contemplate making a Nightmare on Elm Street video, just like talking about the whole franchise, because it's so much fun. Some of it's terrible. I love it all though. There's no excuse for me to love this dog shit as much as I do, but it's fantastic and I love it. Freddy Krueger, the most personality out of any slasher. When it comes to both character and kills, for the love of God, who else are you gonna see pick out a meatball with somebody's face on it and then eat it? It's the craziest shit, and the more it goes on, the more ridiculous it gets, and I love it. Freddy Krueger, I don't care what anyone says, he's getting an A. I like Freddy Krueger. Children of the Corn. I didn't see anything aside from like the first Children of the Corn movie, I think in Spanish when I was in Mexico at some point as a kid. So this was years ago in the wrong language. I'm pretty sure there's like 12 of those movies for some fucking reason. I'm not gonna rate Children of the Corn because I don't know enough about it, so I'm gonna leave it at that. Oh my God, we got Jack Frost. Jack Frost is awful. I love it. I remember some guy by the name of Fanboy Flicks made some videos about Jack Frost and immediately piqued my interest. I think I watched them on like Tubi TV or some shit like that. It really could not be a worse movie if you tried. At the same time, I don't think they tried to make it a good movie. Jack Frost is going in B tier. Okay, you know, I need to drop him to C tier. That's looking at the rest of this list, he can't be that high. Jason. The Friday the 13th movies are so ridiculous and so much fun. I love the Friday the 13th series. I could watch those movies every day. They are so much fun. And I have. Every Halloween, I go through one slasher series. And I think this year is going to be Friday the 13th. I cannot get enough of this series. It is so much fun. Especially towards the latter half when it doesn't make any sense anymore. Jason Takes Manhattan, insanity. Jason Goes to Hell, insanity. Jason X, oh god, oh my lord. Friday the 13th, you can go right there. Why did I put Freddy Krueger in A? You both belong in S. What? I'm crazy, bro. I'm crazy. Jigsaw. I don't think the Saw series ever really did much for me, you know? I don't think it was ever my, like, slasher of choice. It was always just kind of like, oh, that's crazy. Yeah, bro, that's really crazy. The constant misery, followed by extreme goofiness, followed by a twist. Maybe it's not for me. I think I'll put Jigsaw in. Do I put it in A or B? Do I put it in A or B? I think if I'm looking at Chucky, it has to be an A. I don't even know where to begin with Leatherface. First Chainsaw Massacre movie, masterpiece. Second Chainsaw movie, masterpiece. But for a massively different reason.
Toby.
Hooper is a fascinating man, and he can make one of the scariest, most intense, grungy horror movies ever made. And then the next movie, turn it into a complete comedy joke. And that doesn't even begin to cover the rest of the Texas Chainsaw series. They're still making those things. I think one of them came out like yesterday. I don't know. It's insane. I think when I think slashers, I don't think immediately of Leatherface, so I'm gonna put him at the top of A tier, I think. Oh, let's go! It's Leprechaun, baby. The Leprechaun movies, it skips the whole, like, we're starting off good. It just decides to go right into the goofy, and it gets progressively goofier. I respect that so much. First Leprechaun movie, classic. We're gonna pretend I didn't do that part. I did it again. Second, but the third one, classic. Fourth one, just like any good horror series, once you're out of ideas, take it to space, because you know what? Why not? We have nothing else to do. Put it in space. That's a great idea. Let's do it. Let's make the most bonkers sci-fi movie about a leprechaun. And then what should have been the two most offensive horror movies in history, which are Leprechaun in the Hood and Leprechaun in the Hood 2, are actually, like, loved by most people. It should be like, hey, that's really demeaning, and honestly, I don't think I like that. I think most people like that. What can I say? Leprechaun's just a good time. I'll put Leprechaun in B. Leprechaun, I think, goes in B. Not gonna have a frown on your face if you're watching Leprechaun. Michael Myers. I mean, he's going in S. There's no doubt about that. But I do have to put a little asterisk next to it because the Halloween remake, 2018, decent movie, decent. I thought it was okay. Halloween Kills. Wow, that's bad.
Evil dies tonight.
And Halloween Ends. It has its supporters. I hate it. I'm not one of them. Those two movies should not have existed. They should have left it at Halloween, the 2018 one, and we would have been fine. Honestly, we shouldn't have even gotten that remake in the first place. Halloween 2, it's something. Halloween 3 is not part of that canon. It's a good movie, though. The rest of them... But he's one of the first people you think of when it comes to slashers. It's kind of unfair to have Candyman up here, even though my personal judgment would say that he belongs in S tier. Definitively, it's like these three when you think of slasher movies, so I'm gonna have to leave it at that. Norman Bates. I don't think I really think of him when I think of slasher, but I think he probably does belong in A tier. I don't know. What else is there left to say about Psycho? I'm leaving it there. It's Pennywise. I like him. I think there's something holding me back from saying, like, yeah, he's a classic. I think the new ones are like the highest grossing horror movies of all time, if I recall. I think I can comfortably put him at, like, do I want to put him in A as well, honestly? I feel like there's a lot going on in A. I'll put him in A. I don't know who made that in. There's that one fantastic image of Tim Curry smoking a cigarette in the Pennywise costume. That's the first thing I think of when I think of this movie. I've heard it's not that good upon rewatch, especially with the new ones out. So I think Do I put him in B? I think I'm gonna put him in B. Hellraiser. I think Hellraiser for me is one of the, I think like that's everything I want out of the Saw movies in terms of like how visceral and disturbing and gory it is, but in a way that feels a little bit more tantalizing, I think. It's just more interesting to me. Hold that thought, because once again, I have to look at the entire franchise, which includes how many Hellraiser movies are there? I think there's like 11 of those too. Here's a pro tip for you, right? You know the franchise is fucked when you have a title that has the name Revelations in it. That's how you know it's gone. And by the way, I am almost certain that one of these is in space. It's Bloodline. There's actually a Hellraiser movie in space. Why can't we just keep these people out of space? Why would you do that? Stop it. Stop it. I still like Hellraiser though. I still like Pinhead. And the new remake is good. It's really good. It's one of the few remakes I can say is actually good. I like it a lot. I'm gonna put him in A. And point blank, to keep it on a little bit more of a serious note, I'm not rating that last one. The director's a scumbag. I refuse to watch his movies. I refuse to rank him. So I'm gonna pretend that just doesn't exist there. And there you have it. There's my slasher movie rankings, which is heavily skewed towards A now that I look at it. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I usually tell you this is like definitive. I don't know if this is it. I don't know if this is it, Chief. I can't help myself. I'm looking at that A tier. I'm like, I'd watch all of those movies. Thanks for watching. And now we'll get on to the good stuff that you've been waiting for. Bulma obviously goes into S+ tier. I don't know who that is, but she looks cute. We can put her in B tier. Jesus Christ, what is going on there?
It's me, Swag Messiah, from the earlier part of the video. I love you, Stinky Justin.
You just cut it off there.